Hi, I'm going to be talking about something that I really believe so much in. I was actually having this discussion recently with a friend, and this is actually my opinion. I stand to be corrected. I am one person that believes so much in, I believe, actually the discussion was about people changing, and a friend was talking about someone that she knew who recently got to a certain position in life, and the person's attitudes has changed and everything about this person has changed. And eventually when she was talking about it, I told her that personally I don't believe that people change. That is my personal opinion. I stand to be corrected. I don't believe that people change. I believe due to experiences and interactions with people and things that happened over the years and in my own personal life, I believe that people don't really change, but I believe that everyone has what I call a dominant character and a dormant character. There are some characteristics that are a kind of dormant in people, and there is a character that is predominant. That's the one everybody sees on a daily basis. And the reason why I want to believe that people don't change is because come to look at it this way. I am a woman, when I have girlfriends, my friends, the way I interact with them, the things I do with them, when I was growing up and when I teenage years and stuff like that, I have friends I interact with, those stuff, like friends do. Then when I get married, my status changed, and that status change comes with me bringing out another part of me that is inborn in me, that I need to be a wife. That doesn't mean that I changed. It simply means that I brought out something that is already in me that I need to be a wife. And as soon as I brought it out, I started acting like a wife. And in that process, there are some things my friends that I used to hang out with before I got married would want me to do, and there are places that I want to do. There are some things I can't possibly see myself doing anymore. And it might be easy for somebody to say, oh, she just got married and she just changed. I did not change. I just brought out the married woman in me. I didn't change. It is me. Whatever I am doing now is already in me. The circumstances and the situation I find myself at this moment simply brought it out. I didn't change. It is me. Said me. And there's some way, and when I have a child, and probably my husband being like, okay, before she had a child, she used to spend 100 hours with me, and now she spent 50 hours with me, and now she has. I did not change. The mother in me just came out. That is the thing in me, So what's my point? I'm trying to say that I do not believe that people change. I believe that every character, every attitude that someone puts up at any given time, and the person does it with ease, without stress, without being comfortable in it, that character has always been there. It did not just come out. It has always been there. You understand what I mean? That's just like I said, I stand to be corrected. That is my opinion. I believe it, and I hold to it. If you see somebody that maybe when the person was poor and the person was so humble, acting humble and everything, and suddenly the person becomes rich, and in your own opinion, the person's attitude changed. I do not believe that person changed. I believe that person was just acting the rich person in him. You're just acting, and you're just seeing the other side of that person as a rich person. Do you understand me? Now that is why, let's try to look at it this other way. I remember when my older brother wanted to get married. So He brought this girl that he wanted to get married to, and the girl came over and we were talking, and this girl asked me, because they didn't really date that much, so the girl asked me a question. She said, what kind of a person is your brother? I'm like, I said, no, what, my dear, I cannot tell you the kind of person my brother is. Do you know why? Because my brother relates to me as a brother, and relating to me as a brother is a whole different thing from relating to you as a husband. So you know what you want in a husband. Look for that in him. Don't look for the brother in him. I can stand here to tell you my brother is awesome, he's wonderful, he doesn't do that. But when he gets in the house with you as a husband, his relationship with you is not going to be the same with me, because he's relating to me as a sister. He's going to relate to you as a husband. So look for the husband character. Look for the husband qualities that you want in him. Whatever I'm going to tell you from a sister's perspective. If I tell you my brother is a very sincere person, he's a very open person, he might not want to be all that when he's married. He might end up not being a very sincere husband. He might not be a very dedicated husband. He might not be all those things, because he has the husband aspect of him that needs to come out only when he's with his wife. So when I stand here and tell you, oh, I'm deceiving you, I say, my dear. And honestly speaking, I never knew. Years later, this girl came back to me. She said, Auntie, I appreciated that advice you gave me, because that was the most sincere advice I've ever heard somebody. Today she's married to my husband, my sister, my brother. Thank God they are living very well. So what am I trying to say? I don't believe that people change. Any character you see somebody display today, it is who they are. Maybe that circumstance or situation at the moment you know them did not push that character out. If I do not have the tendency in me to steal, I don't think there's anything that will ever push me to steal. No matter how situation, I've faced hard times, I've faced terrible times, I've faced, lack, I've faced all those things in life. But at no point did I ever think of stealing. That is because stealing was never part of my character. There was never a time the thought of stealing ever crossed my mind. No. All the time, the only thing I always think is, how do I find myself out of this? Because I realized that even if something is not in you, no matter how much you're pushed, no matter how you're tempted to do it, you realize that you cannot just do it with ease, because it is neither your dominant character, neither is your dormant character. So I believe, that's my belief. So when you see someone that you know who is maybe acting in a certain way, and suddenly the person started acting in a different way, don't conclude that that person has changed. The person did not change. The person is just showing you something that has always been there, but probably situation or circumstances have not really brought it out. You've not really seen it. You're seeing it now because circumstances have brought. That is who that person is. That person did not change. Don't get me wrong. I know some things sometimes, maybe situation can push somebody instantly to take one particular decision at a time. For instance, I always say there's a very thin line between sanity and insanity. That is a discussion for another day. I'm not naturally a very aggressive person. People that know me will tell me that I'm not a very aggressive person. I'm the kind of person that will walk away in the face of, once you come up with something that I always tell people that know me, my life is like the life of a snail. Like, I'm not saying that I'm slow, but I'm like a snail. Like, if you touch any sensitive part of me, maybe try to be aggressive, I just shrink into my shell and I move away. I run away from the face of trouble. But that does not mean that for any time you could push me so hard that I instantly may just react that moment, and that's it. It is not something. And oftentimes when you see people tell, oh, this is out of character for her, it is not something I live. I'm talking about the character that somebody adopts and start living it, and living it comfortably. Start living it and living it comfortably. Somebody who was nobody, and suddenly the person gets blessed, and the person dumps her friends and his friends that they started life with, and starts acting or this arrogant and everything. That person already has that arrogance in him. It was just the circumstances at the moment that made him lie low. The situation to show you that he has a tendency to be arrogant is telling him, because you still see a lot of people that never had anything. They eventually, when they have something, the only thing they think about is how to carry their friends along. They never want to get rid of their friends and throw them in the garbage and insult them and do stuff like that. You still see them hang around with them, you know. All they want to do is like, oh, you know, how do I help you? How do I bring you up? They think on how to raise people up, because naturally they are very humble people, you know. So when you see somebody who transforms from one character you've known the person for, and gets into another character and lives it, I'm talking about living that character. That character did not just come up. The person did not change. The person simply switched from one character that was dominant to another one that has always been dormant, because the circumstances around has not brought it out. The person is simply living the other side of him. That's a better word I should use. The other side of the real side, the other side of him that you know. For every woman, there's a side of you that is a sister, there's a side of you that is a daughter, there's a side of you that is a wife. If you eventually get married, there's a side of you that is going to be a mother. There's a side of you that is everything. It is already in you. Situations, circumstances, things that comes up at a point, brings them out naturally, and you leave them. That doesn't mean you've changed. So if I used to hang around with you when I was a spinster and I got married, I don't hang out anymore. I did not change. I am just living out the wife in me. I didn't change. If I insult you and tell, oh, look at you, you get, I'm not married, I did not change. I am just showing the arrogant part of me as a married woman. Simple and short. That's just my belief. I believe it, that people don't change. People simply bring out their character. Like I said, there is a character that is dominant based on circumstances and situations at the moment, and there are characters that are dormant in people. Circumstances, situations bring them out. People don't change. I believe that people don't change. I do not believe that people change. I simply believe that people show you the other side of them based on whatever that is happening around them at that moment. Like I said, I stand corrected. I could go on and on and on, but that is just the simple truth. I've seen people that are, you know, rich, wealthy, but they never forget their roots. They never forget the people they started life with. They never forget where they started from, because naturally they are very humble people. Whatever they have, don't get into their head. I've seen people that are, you know, no matter the situation and the circumstances, hardship, you know, sometimes I see people, they say, oh, I'm into doing this because I was abandoned, my mother was there, my father was not there, because that is not the reason why you're doing it, because that character is in you. The character to do what you're doing is already in you. And when situation comes and you feel, okay, this is my comfort zone, let me go and get into it. There are still a lot of people who are orphans, who are nobody, that, you know, deposited anything in their life, and they still came out and made good with their life, and they still have beautiful, wonderful stories to tell. They didn't succumb to some things under the excuse that because this happened, because of that I have to change. No, whatever you do is you. Whatever character you are manifesting at any point in time, that is you. That is who you are. It is there. It is there. It is a character that is there. Maybe because stations have not brought it out and you've not shown it, you know. And when station comes, you bring it out and you live it, and you live it really, really good. That is my opinion. In conclusion, I'm saying people don't change. I believe that people have dominant character and dormant character, and whichever one you're seeing at the moment you're seeing it is based on the circumstances and situation at the moment, you know. So people don't change. Whatever character any person is displaying to you, maybe the person was loving and suddenly became wicked. That person has natural tendency to be wicked. Maybe situation, opportunity to be wicked has not really manifested. When the Situation shows up, person come. If I display wickedness, if I display evil with ease, without any remorse, does that not tell you that it's a natural character in me? It is. If it's not natural, I cannot live it out so easily like that. I cannot live it out so easily. So whatever it is, everybody has a tendency to be what? It's not about changing, it's about the fact that it's already in you. Nobody's born with one character, nobody's born one personality. People have dominant characters and dormant characters. That is my personal opinion. I stand to be corrected. Thank you. Bye-bye.